There's a problem with Mars that can neither be fixed through science nor by any other means. It's said that Mars is a lifeless planet, where life is naturally not possible. Scientists have figured out ways to keep humans alive there using technology, but this silent red planet, at the center of new human hopes, might have some different plans altogether. There exists a dangerous phenomenon on Mars that has already claimed the life of NASA's Opportunity Rover. Welcome once again to a Zemflix video. Before we discuss this special problem on Mars, we must understand why we're risking everything to cling to hope from a barren planet 210 million kilometers away. Scientists believe that the natural resources available to humans on Earth are gradually depleting. Glaciers are melting. Rivers are drying up. Living near the equator is becoming harder with each passing day. According to estimates, even if we manage to control the greenhouse effect by the year 2100, a major portion of the world's glaciers will still have melted, making fresh water extremely rare. Apart from that, if our world faces a catastrophe such as a deadly pandemic, global nuclear war, or an asteroid impact, there may be no other option left to continue human civilization. Just as the dinosaurs were wiped out, so too could humans be. To escape this fate, the search for a second home has been ongoing for years, and this second home won't be on Earth, but on Mars. We humans plan to build a human colony on Mars and perhaps even succeed in this dream. Scientists chose Mars for this mission because it shares many similarities with Earth. For example, a day on Mars, called a sol, is about 24.6 hours long, only 36 minutes longer than an Earth day. Mars also experiences different seasons like summer, winter, autumn, and spring, though they're longer due to Mars' longer orbit. Ancient rivers, lakes, and traces of ice have been found. Mars has poles like Earth's north and south poles, and snow is present there too. Mountains, valleys, deserts, and volcanoes, things seen on Earth, are also present on Mars. In fact, the largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, is on Mars. And although minimal, Mars also has gravity and an atmosphere. Considering these features, Mars has been chosen for human colonization. But of course, Mars is not exactly like Earth. For example, frozen water has been found, but it's not in rivers or streams, and you can't just collect it and use it. Extracting ice from Martian soil and making it usable will require specialized equipment. The second most crucial thing for humans is oxygen, which makes up about 20% of Earth's atmosphere. Mars, however, has only 0.13% oxygen and 99.87% carbon dioxide. Advanced systems would be needed to generate breathable oxygen. Most importantly, Mars is freezing cold even during the day. Temperatures often drop to 6 degrees Celsius and much colder at night. Strong protective suits and heated shelters would be necessary to keep humans alive. And even if all resources are in place, you still can't move around freely. That's because Mars doesn't have a strong magnetic field to protect humans from the sun's harmful radiation, which can cause diseases like cancer. To tackle these problems, the scientific community has been working for years. For example, NASA's MOXIE project aims to produce oxygen from Mars' CO2-rich atmosphere. MOXIE compresses and heats CO2 to extract oxygen, powered by solar panels. To combat the cold, scientists have designed inflatable habitats and underground bases, ideally built in Martian deserts or under mountains. To shield from radiation, either bunkers will be made using Martian soil or specially designed heavily shielded suits and shelters will be used. Some suggest that Martian caves could also be utilized. As for water, it's known that ice exists beneath the Martian surface. NASA and the European Space Agency are developing drilling and heating technologies to extract it. This water will be used for drinking, farming, and oxygen production. With solutions in place for oxygen, water, radiation, and cold, the final thing needed to sustain a human colony is food. Controlled environment agriculture has been conceptualized, sealed greenhouses where air, water, and light are artificially managed. These experiments have already succeeded in Antarctica and on the International Space Station. However, there's one issue on Mars for which no solution has yet been found, and that is dust. Mars' red and barren face may look like a quiet and lifeless place at first glance. Pictures show vast deserts, stones, and a slight breeze that makes it feel like time has stopped. But in this video, we see something emerging on the Martian horizon, a terrifying wall. It's a Martian storm, and not an ordinary one. Dry ice sublimation, frozen carbon dioxide turning directly into gas, generates such strong winds that the most violent storms on Mars are born. These storms don't just affect a single city or continent, they engulf the entire planet. Such superstorms emerge approximately every 3 years. Their dust is so thick that sunlight can't reach the surface for months, posing a massive threat to human technology. Everything from solar panels to communication systems can fail. If we want to build a colony on Mars, we must face these storms. The problem is, we still don't understand the root cause of these storms. Maybe we have some idea, but we've never managed to stop storms even on Earth. So what to say about Mars? Mars wasn't always prone to dust storms. It once had dense atmosphere and flowing water. But over billions of years, Mars dried up and its atmosphere gradually vanished into space. Today, Mars' atmosphere is only 1% of Earth's, not enough to sustain life. But these dust storms aren't just caused by dryness. Scientists believe a major factor is temperature. A dense atmosphere on Earth traps solar heat and absorbs ground heat. Mars' thin atmosphere, however, causes extreme temperature differences. For example, during the day your feet may feel 23 degrees Celsius while your head feels freezing cold. This variance generates fast winds, and the winds bring storms. On Earth, storms bring clouds. But on Mars, they bring dust. Once this dust enters the air, the planet's low gravity prevents it from settling for months, surrounding Mars in a dusty haze. During dust storms, Martian wind speeds can reach 160 kilometers per hour. On Earth, such winds can tear off roofs, uproot trees, and destroy billboards. But surprisingly, we are not threatened by Mars' high wind speeds, because those winds carry little force due to the thin atmosphere. Mars' 100 kilometers per hour wind is equivalent in strength to just a 10 kilometers per hour wind on Earth. Our real threat is not the wind, but the blocked sunlight caused by these dust storms. That's because almost all current life support solutions rely on solar power. And if we lose sunlight for months, the mission could come to a halt. On January 24, 2004, NASA's Opportunity Rover landed on Mars. Its mission was originally for 90 days, but it kept running experiments for 15 years. One day, it encountered a massive dust storm. In 2018, NASA learned just how dangerous Martian storms can be. Opportunity's solar input dropped by 96%, and it couldn't recharge. Photos taken during that time show how sunlight declined over 30 days due to the dust. Opportunity held on for a few months, but eventually entered deep sleep mode. NASA tried for months to re-establish contact, but there was no response. One final message was received a year later. "My battery is low and it's getting dark." Since that day, no signal has come from Opportunity. We hope you enjoy and share this Zemflix video. Thank you so much for your warm comments. See you in the next amazing episode.